Peace, what's going on, everybody? I just wanted to make a part 2 of my video of Mars going through the houses of the zodiac. We're going to continue with Mars being in the 5th house. Now, let's recap. Mars is the planet of passion. It's the planet of willpower. It's the planet of your hunger, your drive, the energy that wakes you up in the morning to be able to achieve your goals, basically. This is a very strong entrepreneurial energy because Mars is exalted in Capricorn / the 10th house. So the 10th house deals with businesses. It deals with creating your own business, creating your own image to the world, something you can provide to the world, a foundation you can step on, because it rules the knees too. The knees is your foundation for your legs and your body and everything. So that energy alone, Mars is a very entrepreneurial, very strong-willed planet, and it gets shit done. But it is also prone to anger. It's prone to aggression and dominance and abuse and violence. And you just got to be very careful. And the elements that are associated with this planet are fire and water. It's ruled by Aries and Scorpio. So it's a feeling planet too. This is a feeling. This isn't really something logical or something that's dealt with air or earth. This is an energy, a drive that pushes you to obtain what is deemed impossible or grounded or logical at times. But anyway, let's go to the houses. Mars in the 5th house. You're going to be very passionate. You're going to be very strong-willed when it comes to the area of entertainment. So this could be movies. This could be musicianship. You may be the kind of person that may be so passionate about music is that you literally try to learn all the instruments, the guitar, the bass, the drums, the keyboards, singing, saxophone, all that shit. Or not even just that, you may be the lead singer. You may be on Front Street because Mars is like an upfront planet. It's ruled by Aries. Aries is the head, the lead role. So even though Leo is the center of attention, Mars is what goes out into the field, is the head, and that you notice him because he's the general. So this is like the general of the movie, the lead role of a movie. Could be Mars in the 5th house, lead singer. And then you are also, Mars is high energy. And the 5th house also deals with children. So you could be very passionate when it comes to being around children. You can be very good with kids if you don't have kids. Or if you do have kids, you're like one of the best parents in the world. But you got to be careful because since you have Mars here, you could be very angry too. So don't verbally abuse your children and don't physically abuse your children. Don't do that shit. Okay? So, you know what I'm saying? You may even have aggressive children because you have Mars in this energy. So you just got to be aware of this placement. And then, Mars is a sexual planet too because it rules Scorpio, and Scorpio rules the genital area. So, it's a very sexual too. And the 5th house is also the planet, not the planet, but the house of romanticism. So it's a very dominant and passionate when it comes to sexual activities. So that could be an energy, an aspect with Mars in the 5th house too. Now let's go to Mars in the 6th house. Now, Mars, when it comes to Mars in the 6th house, I have Mars in the 6th house. So I am a walking example of this energy signature. So when it comes to Mars in the 6th house, this is very competitive and passionate about work and getting your goals accomplished through hard work. Whether it's owning your own business, whether it's just working a regular job, whether it's doing side jobs, anything that's work related that you work hard at. Because when it comes to the 6th house, this is the Virgo energy. So it's very meticulous and very analytical, and it likes to do things on a schedule. With Mars in the 6th house, you like to be on schedule a lot too. When you get off schedule, because I can relate to this because I would have jobs where be a consistent schedule, then the next week would be a totally off schedule. Then I'm like thrown off because I'm not working, so I'm like, what the fuck? So then I go back to work the next weekend, even though it's easy for me and people with Mars in the 6th house to adapt back to that because it's mutable Earth, so you're able to adapt quickly back to the environment. Feels a little weird at first, but you're able to adapt quickly. Now, when you have Mars in the 6th house, you also have the potential to be the leader and the CEO, or even just a manager, whether it's a shift manager. Okay, that didn't make sense. Or like a supervisor even. Could be a supervisor, a lead role, because once again, Mars, the lead planet, the general. So you could be the leader of your workplace. Not even just that, but you could be like the star role. You could be the hardest working person at your job. Every job you go to, you are known as being a very motherfucking hard worker. People, I have this new job I just got recently. People call me an extremely hard worker. So I own that because I have that energy. I'm a walking energy signature of that. Also, I've had multiple jobs too. That's another key aspect of Mars in the 6th house, is you may also have had multiple jobs because you have that energy. So you're able to just spread your energy out anywhere you work. Now, when it comes to Mars in the 7th house, when you have Mars in the 7th house, this is key too, because the 7th house is the opposite of the 1st house. And Mars is a ruler of the 1st house. So with Mars being in an opposite house, it's a little wonky here. But it's cool because even with a detrimental planet placement, you still have the ability to go onto the flip side, the positive side. You just got to put a little more effort and hard work in, or even just go through situations and learn experiences to be able to master that energy. So Mars in the 7th house, you're very passionate about relationships. Now, yes, this could mean, like your marriages, but not even just that, but you may be passionate to work with business partners. Once again, like I was saying in the beginning of the video, Mars is a entrepreneurial based energy too. So with that, when it comes into the 7th house, when it deals with business partners, even contracts, contacts, people that you know through associations and businesses and everything. Because Saturn, which rules Capricorn, which I was saying earlier in this video that Mars is exalted in Capricorn, which gives it the energy to be driven on the entrepreneurial side. But with Saturn ruling that energy of Capricorn, it's exalted in Libra, aka the 7th house. The 7th house is the energy of Libra. So the 7th house, the Saturn is exalted there. So 7th house, even though a lot of people associate it with like romantic relationships, which it is associated with that because it's ruled by Venus, which deals with beauty and love and pleasures and stuff like that. It also deals with businesses. It deals with balance, scales. You know what I'm saying? Having a bond with the people that you are doing business with. So it's not just like business, all just business talk, but it's also like you have a bond with this person. So by having a bond with this person, you're able to conduct business relations on a very personal level. So then now you're in good standing with these people. So this is all entrepreneurial talk too anyway. So with Mars in the 7th house, you may, when we go to romantic relationships and the marriages, you may also be like the lead role in the relationship. You're like the person that takes action to the relationship. You're the person that takes initiative. You come up with all the plans. You come up with all the ideas. You know what I'm saying? Now, this could get frustrating for you. This is where the opposite detrimental side comes in, because this could be frustrating for you because you don't see your partner putting in a lot of effort to make their own decisions when it comes to the relationship too. So just be very notable when it comes to that. So you may have to work hard to find the perfect relationship and everything. And you may be highly jealous in the relationship too. You know what I'm saying? This is all aspects of the detrimental side of Mars being in the 7th house. Now, this doesn't mean that your partner is cheating on you, but you just have this energy because it's not even necessarily that you're insecure about yourself. You can be very secure about yourself, but you just have that energy. You know what I'm saying? Very possessive when it comes to the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And then another key point I wanted to add is that your like close friends, your one-on-one friends that you have, may be very aggressive because Mars is in this placement. So you gotta be very, very wary of that energy. Now, last but not least, for part 2 of this video, we're going to get into Mars being in the 8th house. Now, Mars rules the 8th house as well, alongside with Pluto. So, but this is the watery aspect of Mars. This isn't the fire aspect with it being lead center. You know what I'm saying? Very expressive. You see it up front. The Mars in the 8th house is like the CEO that you don't see. the people behind the scenes of the film, the movie, the lead role of whatever. But Mars in the 8th house people are very strong people, whether physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, because Scorpio 8th house is a strong motherfucking energy in and of itself. You've got water, deep emotional energies, attachment to the spirit, to the soul. It's fixed. So all those emotions get bottled up in this energy. So it's like very intense. It doesn't get released very often. This is why Scorpios sometimes have inappropriate reactions to shit, because they bottle up so many emotions that you may be talking to them, you may say something that triggers them, and it's just boom, it's done. You know what I'm saying? So, but Mars in the 8th house people are also very calculating people. An individual, a celebrity with Mars in the 8th house is Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, when you see him in the ring, he's very meticulous and he's very calculating when he does his footwork and when he does his work in general. He's studied a lot. Mars in the 8th house, they study. Whatever they're into, they study it. Just to the bone. And they may have dark thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You know, the 8th house is a very dark place. So they may have dark thoughts. May have a lot of just built up rage inside them too. But it doesn't always have to be bad. It can just be a bunch of passion and a bunch of willpower to be able to achieve your goals, basically. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that you just don't show it. You're very calculating. You don't let people see your hand when you're at work working on your goals and everything.